Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that remote. Hey, my two guests today, one is going to be talking about walking, and the other is going to be talking about cancer. And they are big issues today, okay? And this show is here to inform you on what we got coming up, and also one of the things that I think I had a doctor here, Dr. Grafey, was saying there was more people in the southeastern part of Pennsylvania with cancer than almost any place in the United States. Now, that is a fact. So, if that is a fact, then I think everyone should listen and see what the story is here with a doctor that treats cancer. And we have here a gentleman who is in charge of the walk for the foundation to get money to help with this study or whatever, to help the cancer project, whatever you want to call it. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce them, let them introduce themselves, because I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name. Are you ready? Weighing 100, no, that's Madison Square Garden. Okay, tell them who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Bill Bierman. I'm the lead physician of the new Einstein Montgomery Cancer Program. And as we said, we're here today to talk about the walk in the park as well as cancer. I have to say, Hank, my wife and I have supported the walk, I guess, for about 6 or 7 years now.
Yeah.
Come out with our dogs, have a great time, and it's for a wonderful cause.
Right. Okay. Tell them your name.
Indeed. My name is David Sandrich. I actually work in the Office of Development at Einstein Healthcare Network, and this year I have the pleasure of being the chairman of Walk Through the Park. And Walk Through the Park is a special 3-mile walk that actually provides support for individuals that have been affected by cancer over the years. Myself, I actually lost a brother to cancer in 1992, and then my mother is an ovarian cancer survivor. So it's pretty close to me in terms of its connection. Right. This year, the walk will take place on May 18th, Saturday, May 18th at Stanbridge Park in East Norton.
Behind the police station.
That is correct.
East Norton.
Correct. Right next to Timberlake Apartments on Stanbridge Street, which is located off of Germantown Pike. Yeah.
What time's that we assemble there? I'm gonna be there. I ring the bell, okay? When we ring the bell, we start.
That is true indeed. Hey, you do more than just ring the bell. We would like to thank you for, the opportunity, for just supporting and allowing us to be on the show.
The problem, when Stan Husky and I started talking about this way back 10 years ago, I wanted to have a spaghetti supper so we could raise money and everybody could be healthy, and we didn't do that yet.
Okay.
But yet, this walk has been getting bigger and bigger, and people have been contributing money more and more, So, like I say, there's more people around here. I'm going to ask you a question, okay? Just think how many people you know that told you that they had cancer, their cousin, their aunt, their gomadi, their gombadis, everybody seems to have cancer, So it's something we've got to think about. We're talking about a walk, getting money to help this project, to help these doctors start studying, find out how we can stop this. I'm a survivor too. Prostate cancer, colon cancer. What else? I still got cancer. I got to get every 4 months. I got to go get a shot over here in a hiney over here. Okay. And they said you got cancer there. Don't worry about it. You're 89 years old. Don't worry. Take it with you. I'm gonna go. When I go, I'm gonna take it with me. So, thank God that the good Lord's keeping me here, Bob and Weave. And if I can help you. Help somebody else. Come on, Doc.
Sure.
You're the helper. You're God's little helper.
Well, it's a big team effort, Hank. There's so many other people that help us out. We got surgeons, we've got radiation doctors, we got radiologists, and one of the things that's really been a terrific thing at the new cancer program is we have nurse navigators. These are nurses, one of whom's a survivor of cancer, who come, meet the patient, say, oh, you got to go to Dr. X? Okay, let's take you there. You need this done, you need that done. Let me help you with that. And also, let me help you get through it.
What do you call them?
Navigators, nurse navigators.
Navigator, in other words, they
kind of steer you through the process, but steer you through up here too.
Right. Go ahead.
And I think that's a big part of the program. So it's a real team of people that we have together working. And I think the new thing we're adding is we're going to do the clinical trials, which has been relatively new in Norristown, where we have people coming in for experimental treatments for different drugs, and they're expanding that program.
That's for cancer.
That's for cancer.
In other words, we had Dr. Verghese here talking about the brain.
Right.
For clinical trials. In other words, it's all testing and looking forward, not sitting there waiting and, crying.
Indeed. And with Dr. Bierman speaking of the teamship, it's very important for us to come together and support the walk itself. We're extremely excited. This is the 10th annual year, but the first that is actually taking place since the opening of Einstein Medical Center, Montgomery.
This is the first time.
Yeah.
That's right. We've been doing it at Montgomery Hospital, right?
Right. So we have new faces like myself that are partnering with yourself, who actually has been there since the inception of the project. So we're excited on what we have. We have some different things and new exciting things that we're doing with the walk this year. But to piggyback off of what Dr. Bierman said about the teamship, I think it's really important for us to put emphasis on that. Dr. Bierman has been a part of it for the past 6 or 7 years himself, him and his wife. And as he mentioned, he brings out his pets. So the walk is open to all walks of life.
Now, we ask people to go there. What time? 8:30, and then you're going to have somebody do some exercise.
Yeah,
I have my grandson's a policeman in West Norton. He's a certified therapist or something.
Nice.
It's like I'm a former professional boxer, and before I start working out, I loosen up. Boom, boom, boom. You loosen your muscles up, So that's what we're going to do before the walk, everything. Now, another thing, you don't necessarily have to go there and walk. You can come here and sit down and watch everybody when I blow the whistle or ring the bell. You can stand there. You can make a little contribution, try all that green stuff, get that fish hooks out of your pocket. But let me tell you, this is an important thing. It's a great thing. And you meet friends. We have people there that walk little dogs. They take their dogs.
Indeed.
We have the ladies that have the baby coaches. It's wonderful. It's just to go there and see these people. Now tell us about some of your sponsors.
Well, this year, and as you mentioned, just to go over the logistics of the day we will start everything about 8:15 in the morning. We'll have a registration. We'll get everybody excited about the walk and in the spirit of walking itself on the day of. And we have local vendors that will actually be there. We have information from the hospital there to represent and give more information about what the hospital, Einstein Medical Center Montgomery, is doing in the community. So it's a lot more than just actually coming and registering and getting out there and walking. This year, with it being the 10th annual, we want to do some extra things. So we're going to have the registration there. One of our lead doctors, Dr. Jennifer Simmons, who is the chief of breast surgery, will actually be there as well to answer questions. We're inviting everyone to come out. All of the information is listed at the bottom of the screen.
Got some pretty girls got there too.
Hey, listen.
For all you single guys, you want to go out and see some nice, pretty girls, come out there, okay?
Indeed.
I'll bring another gang here. And there'll be some handsome guys there, Well, I'm married. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
To speak a little bit about the sponsors, we're really grateful for everyone's contribution this year. As I mentioned, Dr. Bierman has definitely been one of the lead supporters from a physician standpoint. We're extremely grateful and appreciative to have his support. And in asking others to get involved as well. We have Times Herald, who's one of the who is the presenting sponsor, ShopRite as the snack sponsor, and to kind of deal a little bit more with the logistics of the day after we do registration and have the tables available for individuals to come walk and talk to us a little bit. Then we will do at about 8:45. We have Einstein Healthcare Network is one of the lead sponsors for the Philadelphia Horticulture Society. And they are actually joining with us. They will come out and partake in Plant 1 Million. So they're at Stanbridge Park, again, which is located on Stanbridge Street behind the municipal building. We've selected a location where we are planting 3 trees in representation of the walk itself, just to not only do something for one day, but every time you go to the park, it's something that you can actually have symbolic, there to actually represent.
Well, you mentioned different donors, but you got to remember, Einstein Hospital. We are so fortunate to have them come here in our area. Okay, I was not happy about Montgomery Hospital closing down. When I was a policeman, I was worked first aid and all, and I was driving the emergency wagon and all. And I thought, well, we want to. But I am so much convinced that that hospital is high class. In fact, I saw in the newspaper an article that it is one of the top hospitals, and it's the most successful hospitals working right now.
Well,
we have Einstein jumps in both feet on this walk. You didn't have to, but you did.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you have a doctor come here that has to do with cancer, we want to talk about how important it is.
Indeed.
I can't emphasize it anymore. Doctor, tell me a little bit more now about the latest thing. You have something there that works by machine or something with a remote or something? What's that?
Well, I think, Hank, some of the robot is probably what
Robot.
you're talking about.
I can't think of that word.
Right, where for certain kind of cancers, they can get much better view of things. They can move these arms around, which in a way your hands couldn't possibly do. Say, for instance, in prostate cancer, where this machine can go in and make little tiny cuts and angles that you would never be able to get your hands in to do.
Right.
The other thing is, say, radiation. They've got a lot of fancy ways of delivering the radiation so that the machine pinpoints areas of the body that 5 years ago weren't possible. And then the newer medicines that we have now for treating cancer. And we were talking a little earlier about how things have changed. Not only are the cancer drugs better, but the way we treat nausea, the way we treat low blood counts, things like that to make it easier for people to get through is a big deal. And now we're moving in the other part of the world trying to get better ideas of what causes it, what different cancers mean. And they're starting to really be able to understand why one person's cancer is different than the other person's cancer. So we can target things to them with, say, for instance, in lung cancer, we actually can find pills for certain people instead of chemotherapy when their cancer comes back that'll control it by knowing something about their specific cancer. So there's a lot of things happen. I'm going to a meeting in June, and I suspect that, national meeting, I suspect that there's going to be a whole bunch of new things that nobody ever heard of presented at that meeting. It's growing like crazy.
I know now, how many, 8, 10 years ago that I was diagnosed with cancer. And they told, so the doctor told me I had to go get a surgeon or whatever. And everybody says, well, you have to go to Philadelphia. Well, Fox Chase, that's the only place for cancer and all. Doctor was at Montgomery Hospital. And I said to myself, wait a minute, why should I go all the way down to Philadelphia if I'm going to die? I want to die in Norristown, And having cancer not necessarily is death certificate or anything, it's something that can be cured. Right. And they told me, well, Fox Chase has the latest thing. They didn't have the latest thing here with the IMBM, what is the name of that machine they have now that focuses in on one spot. The way it was when I was getting it, they said that the radiation would hit and sometimes damage other parts. Yep. So they had this new machine, but Montgomery Hospital didn't have it at that time. So I said, well, I'll take my chances. I'd rather, if I'm going to go, I'll go in Norristown, And so they didn't damage on the earth, and it helped out. So then one guy said, oh, I want to go to Philadelphia. I want to go to New York. I want to go. I think it was Dr. Samuel Paleo when I had a hip replacement. He says, we all went to the same school. These doctors, we got the same education. What's the scoop? You had to go over there. We got it right here. We got some of the best doctors in the area right around here, especially with Einstein. When you have a nice hospital, I guess it's just like a restaurant. Get a lot of customers. You got the good cook. You come over there. You got good doctors. You come here. It's the same thing.
Indeed. Well,
right?